Within Insight Plus, we have a number of different options to make cards and dashboards interact with one another. But first we have to create a card. In the Insight Plus workspace, we can click the plus on the top right and select Create New Card. We'll select Visualization and Existing Data. We'll see all of the various different data sets that we can reference, and I'm going to stick with the federated data sets for now, which are the built-in data sets. These will contain things like resource and project core and custom attributes, as well as allocations and capacities. I'm going to select assignment allocations and choose the dataset, and this will bring me into the analyzer. The analyzer is the workspace for creating new cards and editing existing cards. Along the top, we see a number of various different tiles that we can select or deselect to add or remove things from our workspace. I'm going to leave this with data, filter and sort, properties, auto preview, and chart types for now. The first thing I'm going to do is prepare my workspace a little bit to make it easier for me to start putting together the card. So I'll remove the existing attributes that I have that are pre-populated, as well as click this dropdown and change this to no summary number. I'm going to change the title to something more meaningful, in this case, planned allocation by resource name department. And we'll change the description to be planned allocation hours. Along the left, we have all of the various different attributes that are available within the dataset, as well as the calculated fields that are created. The filters and sorting for the dataset, if we wish to remove certain attributes or sort on certain attributes. The chart properties, which are dependent upon the type of chart we have chosen, in this case, a bar chart, but we can switch it to a pie chart and new properties will appear. And within the chart types on the right, we see all of the various popular chart types, as well as a number of other intricate chart types as well, such as line bar, such as Gantt, as well as area charts, gauges, and tables. I'll stick with a bar chart for now. I want to show planned allocation hours by resource name. So I'm going to select resource name from the dataset by searching and drag it into the x-axis. And I want to see allocation planned work hour and have that be the bar value. So I will drag this into the y-axis. I also want it to be seriesed by the department. So in this case, I can do department R. And let's say I don't want to show any resources who have a blank department field. I can drag either from the series area directly or back from the data into the filters. Once it's in the filters area, I can click it again. And we have a number of options available to us that we can limit the view by, but in this case, we'll click not in blank. I also want this to be a little bit more clean to look at, so let's drag Department R into sorting. And one additional level of sorting that I can do is also the actual hours themselves. I'm going to retain the sum aggregation as well as ascend them. We can also descend them if we wish, but I'll stick with ascending for now. And here we can see along the left, we have our axis of the planned hours added up, but this is overall time. If I want to limit the time that the data set is looking at, I can click the calendar area on the top right. And I will choose, let's look at last year, previous year. And we want to use the date field as our location we wish to examine. So we're looking at previous year date, which means we're looking at the allocations from last year. And now we can see, for example, Mary Freeman has 10,334 planned allocation hours last year within the accounting and finance department. The last thing that I'll do here is save this. So I can either just save it and it'll save to the workspace that I was working in, or I can save it as, and we will continue to use the assignment allocations dataset as well as the overview, which is each Insight Plus user's personal workspace. And I will save. Exiting the analyzer by the X at the top right once we have saved it. We will now see this card within our overview. We can click it to access it again. We can also click the wrench and perform a number of different actions on the card, such as going back into the analyzer and editing it. In future videos, we will talk more about other visualization types, calculated fields, as well as dashboard construction and report scheduling.